say welcome. It is great that you can join us. It's so funny. We thought we started this webinar, but we hadn't. But now we have started, and it's great to have you on board. My name's James. I'm the lead educator at Raise, looking after customer enablement. And so it's unreal that you could join us. Sometimes Michael's joined our little thing as well from Raisley. Thanks, Michael. I'm going to stop your video. See you, Michael. Thank you so much for joining. All of our webinars are really here to help you take your fundraising further. And as I introduce myself, I'm James. Loving to meet you if I haven't seen you before. We've got a wonderful also partnership with us with Dataro today, and I'd love for her to introduce herself to the webinar as well. Over to you.
Thanks, James. Hi, everyone. I'm Alex from Dataro. You might already know me, but if you don't, I'm head of partnerships at the wonderful company Dataro. We do machine learning for nonprofits, amongst a number of other things. We'll be getting into it all today. Thank you so much, Raisley, for letting us crash the party. If you have any questions for me, I'll be manning the chat as well. Feel free to reach out. And just as a little fun fact, I am obviously Australian, originally from Bondi in Sydney, but I'm currently living in San Francisco. So thank you for letting me join in from across the pond.
Alex, what time is it there?
It is a delightful 6 p.m. and the offices are empty.
Yeah, love it. Well, it's 11 a.m. here. So everyone, thank you again for joining us. As I said, our webinars are here and designed to help you take your digital fundraising further. So how can Raise help with that, and how can Dataro help with that is what we're looking at today. Primarily around a really interesting opportunity called Giving Tuesday. Now, you may not have heard anything about Giving Tuesday, and in this webinar, you are going to learn so much. And on top of that, like all of our webinars, we do want a space for you to ask questions. So please, we'd love it right now if you just get all over the webinar chat, use that function in Zoom to let us know that you're here. Write your name in there and the organisation that you are from is a really great way just to let us know that you are in this. There's a few little things popping up now. Hopefully the webinar chat's just going to get going. Dasser, thank you, Michaela from NBD Victoria. I love that people can actually start using this. This is great. We've also got people using the Q&A feature. Probably don't use the Q&A feature to introduce yourself, though that's awesome, but do use the Q&A feature if you do have questions throughout our session as well. We'd really love you to put it there. Look at everyone. See, Alex, so often you think you're doing these things by yourself to a screen, but you're not. So use those two features as well. We'd really encourage you to do that. Now, in all of our webinars and our meetings, we do want to first pay our respects to all of the traditional owners of the land in which we live and work on, and pay our respects to all elders past, present, and emerging. Now, what are we going to be looking at today? Well, the first thing, we're going to sort of dive into what is Giving Tuesday and learning a little bit about that opportunity, even though you may know a lot about it or nothing about it. It could be new to it. We're then going to sort of look at how Raisley can get you equipped and get you involved in regards to your digital fundraising there, and also present your Giving Tuesday template, which it is probably the most exciting release I've been at with Raisley. There's a number of reasons why. You'll learn all about that, but there's some really cool stuff coming out in the template. I'm then going to hand it over to Alex to sort of take us through what is Dataro and what does it offer you for your appeals and your Giving Tuesday sort of coming up as well. So she'll be diving into that. Then we'll have a Q&A section and then some next steps. But do hang around, because at the very end, there's a little competition such as a giveaway that we want to let you know about as well. So please hang around to the end and we'll get there. As we said, my name's James, we've got Alex on board, and so we'll dive into the webinar and start looking at some different things. Now, this is where our partnership with different tech solutions is really important within Raisley. Raisley is an incredible fundraising tool which will add to your repertoire as a digital fundraiser, but it's not the only tool out there. Digital fundraising is all about collecting some incredible tools around you to get the most out of a great customer experience for your donors and your fundraisers, and making generosity something that they really, really enjoy. So we love that we can partner with other tech solutions, and so we're going to find out a little bit more what that looks like. But let's dive in. I've got a little side tangent, but I promise it relates. And the first is a podcast recommendation. I'm not sure if you do listen to podcasts. I absolutely devour them, but here's a great recommendation I want to land with you, and it's called The Happiness Lab. Now, it's by Dr. Laurie Santos. She's incredible. She's a great audio to listen to, and she's got some incredible episodes that run around sort of the dynamics of happiness. And one of them caught my eye a few months ago, which was looking at happiness related to generosity. What she did in this one was interview Elizabeth Dunn, who is a TED Talk speaker and a researcher in how generosity can relate to consumerism. And it was a really, really good episode. And I might get Georgie to put it in as a link in maybe one of our emails that might come to you after this. But what it sparked in me was this continual idea that I feel like many of us know that giving is actually a release of happiness and joy in someone. And I think that's why we love seeing people fundraise for some incredible causes. But how does it relate to consumerism? And this is where it brought into one of the opportunities I feel in the Australian market we may be missing, and it's already taken root. And I want to sort of dive into that. What is that? Yes, it's Giving Tuesday. So let's just get a little bit of background around what is Giving Tuesday so we can get our heads around it. Well, first, it's a global generosity movement that happened a little bit over 10 years ago in light of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Now, I'm pretty sure we're all super aware of what Black Friday is and definitely what Cyber Monday is. As a bit of a tech nerd, I love Cyber Mondays when I purchase a lot of my tech each year. But this is really a space now that within the AusPac space, it's in our calendar. It's a space on huge consumerism in the retail space. And it's something that we cannot ignore. What Giving Tuesday is, it's a space that allows that after Cyber Monday on the Tuesday, a space that encourages giving back. And this is where this movement came from. Why is that really important? Well, first of all, it is spreading like wildfire. Yes, sure, it started in the US, rebanked around Thanksgiving, and we do not, many of us won't celebrate that in Australia, say, but we have seen so many countries jump onto this movement. Why? You got over $3.1 billion are being raised through Giving Tuesday. That is an insane amount, and that's only in the US in 2022, and it's estimated to only keep growing. But this is an opportunity for numerous countries being involved as well. You've got Hungary, Mexico, Philippines, Canada, Italy, Brazil. So many are jumping on board this, and particularly online donations, knowing that so much of these Black Friday or Cyber Monday sales are going to be online purchases. Ensuring that online donations are a part of that is only a growing opportunity. Now, where does this relate really at the core of it to our Australian market or our New Zealand market or AusPac market? Why Giving Tuesday? And there's a couple of reasons why Raisy's been really interested in it. The first is that in Australia, $36 billion was spent on Black Friday in 2023 with only a small uplift of retail spending in December. The reason that's important is that as we look at our festive season over the month of December, and so many charities putting their major annual appeal within December and seeking their budget upon that sort of core appeal, we're seeing a shift in when the spending's actually happening. We're seeing a small shift in spending that's happening in December, but the Black Friday, which is not in December, it's kind of the end of November, is seeing a huge peak. And this is a crucial opportunity to capture attention of the Christmas spending audience. So first off, December, we know December is critical. Like charities often receive 30% of their annual income from their December appeals. And so one of the things of exploring with Giving Tuesdays, it's not to cut the grass of your annual appeal that happens in December. I think that has a unique space, it has a really festive space, and it has a really particular call to action and rhythm in our AusPac space. But when we want to look at two things, one, acquiring new donors or engaging people on their largest spending period of the year, I don't think Giving Tuesday is maybe something that we can ignore as an incredible opportunity to jump on this movement. So Giving Tuesday does provide us the opportunity to attract different audiences, particularly if you have a good social media strategy behind it, or you're really looking at how Dataro can support you in sort of custom acquisition. There's some great stuff there, but also we want to engage donors at the point really where they're at their biggest spending period. And maybe this has been sort of not seen for you. In this year, Giving Tuesday is going to land on the 3rd of December. It's the very beginning of December. And so how your sort of Christmas appeals or your December end of year appeals relate? Do they actually start at that period? And that's one of the things we want to be looking at as well. So this is kind of a little bit about Giving Tuesday and hopefully a little bit more about the why behind an opportunity here that you could be having a look at. And so first off, let's quickly look at how can Raisely support you in this. Now, I'm not sure if you're brand new to Raisely. If you are new to Raisely, I would absolutely love to know. Put that in the chat and the team would love to welcome you. But if you don't know anything about Raisely, we are a social impact purpose over profit organisation, proudly B Corp. We have raised over $670 million so far. We're looking to have on our platform $1 billion raised by 2025. It is an insanely great organisation to be able to work for. And we're here to help you bring your fundraising ideas to life. We are trusted by numerous organisations around the globe, and we're really thankful that so many partner with Raisely as a digital fundraising platform solution. Now, what do we want to have a look at? A couple of things. The first is we're going to look, one of the things that Raisely wants to help you with Giving Tuesday is your donation form. If you're not new to the donation form within Raisely, it is the heartbeat of the Raisely's platform. It is continually invested in to make it more intuitive, more understanding of what's happening in your world and how that relates to your donors. But we released a little while ago. I'm not sure if you've updated. Sometimes I do see some campaigns that haven't been updated on Raisely with the new donation form. But the new donation form V3 has some really great new features, and I want to sort of plug those and show you some of those. We are seeing a huge uplift in this donation form, and it is at the core of our new template, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. So I'm going to show you how the donation form can relate to Giving Tuesday and a campaign there. And the second one is the monthly giving upsell, which is actually a part of the feature within the donation form within Raisely as well. And this feature, it is insanely good. It's having a great traction uplift to help convert people into regular givers overnight. We're seeing like this, like a 6% increase of those who don't have this become a regular giver. So there's some really interesting things around the giving, a monthly giving upsell that I just want to quickly show you. But how can I show you these things? Well, over this little webinar, I'm going to show you 2 different campaigns that we've built for some really, really wonderful organizations who we reached out to, and they'll happily let us build something for them that they can use maybe down the track. But I thought I'd give you a bit more of a practical look at what we can build in Raisely. So why don't we take a look? The first one's from Pride Cup. Pride Cup is ending homophobia and transphobia in sports. A wonderful organisation and really worth having a look at pridecup.org.au. But let me transfer you over and let's have a look at a cool little Giving Tuesday campaign that we built for them. Now, this is the new Giving Day template that's going to be available in Raisely. There is so much going on in this template. It is not funny. I'm a little bit of Lord of the Rings fan at the moment with Lords of Power, but it really is going to be a template-based one to rule them all. And from this, we're able to build the Pride Cup's Giving Tuesday campaign on this. Now, yes, there's some dummy text. It will get involved before the Giving Tuesday, but it gives you a bit of a space to firstly see some different things. First, we've got a countdown timer. That's going to happen, but what we call this really is a header ribbon. And this header ribbon is going to be really important as I show you another one as well. But what I was talking about with the donation form is this little button here. With Raisely, you have a donation form block, but you also have a donation button block. And I'm not sure if you may have explored it yet. The reason this is important is this is converting better than your donation form block. Largely because it's taking up less real estate. It works really, really well on mobile as it brings up a pop-up modal. And it's having a larger conversion rate than our normal donation form, which is why I really recommend using it. Now, typically, a lot of the campaigns we're building, particularly with Built by Razor, we're utilizing a bit of both for the different situations that need to on each page. But if you haven't used the donation button yet, I really, really recommend you do it. And you can customize it to your heart's content. But as you can see, it's going to actually spit up your donation form. That's going to come up there. There's another really cool way to display this as well. If you scroll on down, you can actually display the donation button within the dollar amounts as well. So this is actually the same block as this one and this one, but here we're actually separating out the donation amounts, and this can make it for a really good visual, quick, easy space for someone to be like, great, I'm $50 for a donation person, and quickly donate that way. I simply select this and away they go. Now, just so you know, I have added a little bit of custom CSS in this to do like little things like this, which is like most popular. That is available in Razor. I'm sure our support team can show you what the little code snippet is to be putting that in as well. But I thought I'd just add it in as a little feature. But one of the things I want to show you on this donation form is if I just select $30, it's going to provide me a regular giving upsell. And this is converting really well. If converting people in from one-off donations into being regular donors, you know the value of that. But the simplicity of it is what we love about with Razor. This little step that you can activate or deactivate can also be customized. As you can see, I've actually already changed the wording, Giving Tuesday, monthly. Now, that was just me just making that up. You can put in whatever you want in there. But a targeted approach is say, hey, first of all, would you consider actually giving? And the amounts, as you can see, it's say, would you like to donate $30 because that was your selection, or would you like to do half of that monthly? Or I can now keep my donation to a one-time $30 donation. This kind of stuff is unreal, and we really recommend it. So exploring the best use of the donation form within your campaigns, I really recommend it as well. As you can see, there's a couple of other things going on in this template. One of the ones I'll quickly show you is one of the great opportunities you have within any sort of match, any sort of appeal, or particularly a single day appeal or flash appeal, would call them, is to partner with organizations who will provide you as a match, who sort of come on board as a match partner. Now, match partners, say, for example, say, great, we'll pledge you $20,000. And so you can set up in Razor to have these match giving spaces sort of done for them. And I want to explore that in just a moment. But one of the things we've done in here also is that you may want to offer these partners their own independent landing page. So we can actually utilize organization profiles to create, say, Qantas, for example, their own different donation page. As you can see here, we've got a nice little feature that's now doing a little vertical donation stream as well. That's available in the new template. But this offering is a really, really good one for your sort of existing partners. So, hey, we're going to have an independent page in which you can share with people, and you can see what that actually accumulates to over time as well. There's so much to it. We're trying to get this template very simple, which is one of the things I love about templates. They should be simple, quick, and do. But what you can add to this, I mean, you can add whatever you want to this. So it keeps on going. One of the things I will sort of put you to, in rather than calling them sponsors, typically we put trusted by. It makes a more relational connection in there as well. So that's a bit of a look at sort of product ups, Giving Tuesday, and a couple of little features in there as well. As you can see, the little donation stream, we've changed a little bit so it does this, a little less real estate, and it's a little more visual. But there's some sort of cool things that you'll be able to do in this template really, really easily, which is kind of super exciting. Now, if you do have any questions around this and all that, please make sure you're putting them in the Q&A section in Zoom, and we'll definitely be coming back to those as well. But as I keep talking, I want to go on and show a couple of other little things as well on another template that we built for another organization. Thanks, Crystal. I'll come back to it in just a moment. The next one, as you said, of the Giving Tuesday is looking Razor at how you can set up match giving. Match giving is looked to increase your giving by 4 times. It makes, particularly for flash appeals, so a one-day appeal like Giving Tuesday, a really advantageous sort of function to be putting into your campaigns. So what we want to look at is how you can do match giving really simply, but also add some really great little customized things as well. Also, on the other side, we want to make sure that our templates are heavily data-driven and have the ability to be personalized. If you're looking to take out your campaign to a particular market and the ability to just better put in their name or sort of create an entirely different page experience based on who that person is, can you do that? And you can absolutely do that in Razor. Some really great flexibility you have there. So let me dive in and quickly show you the campaign that we created for Climate 200. And Climate 200's goal is to support political candidates committed to a science-based approach to climate change and restoring the integrity in politics. And they're an amazing organisation that have done some great things through the Razy platform. They actually have a really a sort of a environment in Razy that I really respect. That they have like one template they use. It's so simple, and they as a donation form, and they just use that all the time. Only because it's simple, it's quick, it's agile, it gets up and it works. So really, really good kudos out to Climate 200 in regards to that. But let me take you in and show you their campaign. Now, their campaign has a few little different features in it. And the main feature I want to be showing you is this one here. What I've changed the ribbon from, so the ribbon originally on the Pride Cup was that we had, and I can quickly show you. GivingTuesday starts and we have a countdown timer. But what happens when that countdown timer finishes? Well, you just create another ribbon that then this shows. Now, these little ribbons at the top can actually be customized. They can be customized based on whole sorts of different things by putting some conditions in the row settings. What this one is at the base, right? Your donation will be matched. You can select here, double the impact, and great, I can select my donation amount, which will be double. So that's a cool little feature that we have there. We've also got a donation button here that says donate. Every dollar is matched, which is great. It's really pushing match giving. And you know, if you haven't seen it already, that on the back end of Razor, I want to quickly show you in my campaigns. Let's just dive in. We go to settings, match giving. You can see here that we actually set up a match giving period. And these periods can be, there's all sorts of flexibility you can put in there, when they appear, when they don't appear, how much they fall, what kind of match is there. There's all sorts of settings in the match giving space you have available here. But as you can sort of see, giving this Tuesday going to bring more joy. We've got this little block here. But we've got this one here, which is your donation will be matched. Now, what this is the match giving calculator block. The reason this block's really important to be put into here is that because of this block activates only when a match period is set up to activate, which was these settings here. What that means is that we can actually target what's happening here and apply it to other things on the page, which means when a match giving period is running, then I can have this button appear. But when the match giving period isn't running, I can have a normal donation button that just says donate. I can also change out the entire header on this as well. There's some incredibly customized things that you can be doing in Razy to really elevate this simple campaign to make it really what you want it to be. And I love that stuff, which is just unreal. So heaps of opportunities with the match giving. One of the things that we'll be recommending and putting some stuff in here as well is really how you can sort of develop a number of these different little ribbon rows that appear in your header that will automatically sort of populate based on where you're at with your campaign as well. So you can kind of let it be a little bit set and forget, which is kind of rad. Now, the last thing I want to show you as well is that Giving Tuesdays is very much a bit of a movement as well. So helping people put this in their calendar as their great time to give is important. Therefore, social media is important. I really love this great little program called Juicer. If you haven't been recommended or seen Juicer before, this is probably a really good social media feed program that you can be sort of integrating all your social media accounts into Juicer, and you can simply embed them into a Razy page. This is the example demo at the moment. But just in this, I just want to show you one more little feature, which I'm obsessed with because it's so simple and so easy, which is this little copy and paste to your feed. Now, all this is a button. It's actually the new clipboard, copy to clipboard button. If I click it, great, it copies to clipboard, right? It copies a certain value. But on the back end of this, which is kind of where you're at, if I go into, I'm now sort of geeking out on this little block here. What I have available for me is I can put in any text copy that I want to copy the clipboard. I can make the button text whatever I want. I can change the theme of it and change the alignment. It's in this text copy that's really important. You can be putting merge fields in here that when someone copies this text, it copies the campaign URL and as well. You can put all sorts of information in this simple copy text. So picture it for a second. Someone wants to share this campaign on all of their social media accounts, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or however it is, or X. All they need to do is just copy this and then go into the accounts, paste, post. Really, really simple. So it's a bit of a one-stop shop rather than sort of the share icons, which are good. But this gives you the ability to create a little section of text that can be so pull in some merge fields as well and give you some dynamic stuff in there that you can be helping people with. So really, really cool little feature. And I recommend using this stuff as you sort of get stuck in. But I didn't see a whole bunch of stuff in this template. Now, we're going to make these templates available for you to have a bit of a look at and a bit of a play with, that you can explore what they do and you can donate on them as well, which will be really exciting. And we'll get those up for you post this webinar. And we've got so many questions. Leave those questions in there. I really, really want. There's some quick ones I can quickly just knock off. The trusted by phrase versus sponsors. Yeah, it's just trying to put the relational thing in there. The trusted by is, yes, it is broader, and yes, it is slightly different than maybe using sponsored, but it's sort of something I'd encourage people to think about, right? You don't have to apply the same as what I'm doing, but it's something to be thinking about too. Very many case studies. I'll follow that up in a little bit, Mallory, as well. A few other questions in there. I will get to these as well. Maggie goes, are these going to be available on all templates? Maggie, yes, they will be, which is why I'm so excited. There's some really, really good features that are coming in this new template that are going to be over time, over a few weeks and months, rolling out to every new template that we're going to be building. Templates is going to go ballistic in a little bit, which we're really looking forward to. Yeah. And curious about what features Raise offers around accessibility. Super thankful for that. One of the things I would encourage you to do is we recently wrote a support guide on accessibility that you can find at support.razy.com, and I would encourage you to go there as well. Now, Alex, I've been going ballistic. Yes, I'm almost there. GivingTuesday template's going to be ready to go by the end of this week, which is really exciting that you'll be able to go in there, create your own, play with it. Some really, really good little features around that template as well. Now I can breathe. Alex, man, you got some great stuff coming up, because the one thing that we really need to be looking at is, how do you invest in regular donors? We know that the success of many campaigns is that conversion over to regular donors. And Dataro has some exceptional insights to be able to share with us today. So I'm going to hand that over to Alex.
Thanks, James. That was really interesting. It's not often that you get to see behind the scenes. So I was really enjoying seeing how the magic happens. And this is completely off topic, but I realized when I was kind of getting myself ready and, presentable for this, that I was actually using a Raise lip balm.
Yes, you were.
I picked it up and I was like, look at that. I got it at a conference and it's my favorite one, and I have all the expensive ones, but this is my favorite.
That's my little Razy merch I haven't seen pop up, so thanks for sharing.
It's brilliant. It's like this beautiful vanilla kind of scent to it, but this is so off topic. But if anybody's at a conference, please stop by the Raise booth.
Someone's looking some seconds.
The lip balms.
Maybe Tom has bags of them stashed away.
This is I'm not going to gatekeep it anymore like some beauty influencer. This is how Dataro gets its good looks. So I'm going to share my screen with everyone, and please let me know if you can or cannot see it. I'm going to put it into presenter mode. So I'm kind of running blind at the moment. Can everybody see leveraging AI and recurring giving to maximize Giving Tuesday? 2 big thumbs up. Fantastic.
Mhm.
So I just gone in and kind of said, because I was listening to you, James, when you were talking and, really highlighting the opportunity of Giving Tuesday. And I think from a Dataro perspective, what I'm always kind of harping on to all of my clients about is operationalizing the opportunities that are in front of you. One, because I love alliteration. It just brings me a lot of joy in my day. But because it's the reality of what it is. We have an opportunity. How do we operationalize it with the resources we have? We don't have months of prep necessarily. Sometimes, you've only got one fundraiser in a team and you need to figure out what you can do to do something. It doesn't have to be this big grandiose thing. We've just seen how easy it is to create a webpage with Raisely, a donation form, and it looks really beautiful with a lot of different options for each of the donors to come in and do the thing that's going to make them feel good. And so that's what I want to focus on today. We have a number of tools at Dataro. If you haven't heard of who we are and what we do, I'm going to tick over. These are some of the organizations we work with. I know that this is a very non-subtle brag slide of some of our amazing orgs worldwide, but you'll notice that they're all different shapes and sizes, different causes, different size teams, different fundraising programs. So if you do have any questions about using AI in your org, whether it is specifically about predictive modeling, which is what we do, or any other kind of modeling, please don't hesitate to reach out to any of our team. We're more than happy to sit down and have a chat with you and see what's going to be the right fit for your org at this point in time and in the future, what you could work towards. But as James mentioned, end of year is a really important time to leverage that opportunity of donors wanting to engage, wanting to give back, wanting to feel good, reminding themselves about what's important. There's also a lot of marketing and communication that goes out, both from the nonprofit sector and from general commerce. So how do we capture the attention? How do we create enough opportunity for that donor to click on and go, yeah, I'm going to do it now. And just as a bit of a summary, in Australia, 48% of annual revenue is raised during tax time. That's a big opportunity in the fundraising calendar, but that doesn't mean that other times of the year aren't equally as important. We see about 25% coming through that final quarter of October, November, December. And that's through single gifts. About 10% is coming through December, so that's that end of year holiday time. And about 2% at the moment is through Giving Tuesday, but that is growing. And particularly, I moved to San Francisco a year ago. I've been working with North American clients for the last 12 months, and I can tell you just how much weight they put on Giving Tuesday. It is a huge opportunity here. And I think it's something that, Asia Pacific market might be sleeping on a little bit. Maybe we can start tapping in, dipping our toes in the pool and seeing how we can go in early, easily, and suss it out, make sure it works for us. And I think that the tools that Dataro offers and the tool that Raisely offers are going to really make that easy for you with a relatively low lift. And it's not just single gifts. You could do recurring giving as well. And that's what I'm going to focus on today, around leveraging multiple gifts, sustainer gifts through that program. It's something Australians will be really happy here. We're really, really good at building monthly giving programs. That's not the same globally. I feel like I'm harping on so much to my US clients on the importance of getting sustainer gifts. It is not as developed here. So, everyone pat yourselves on the back. Y'all are doing amazing in this space. Let's see how we can do even more. But I've just got sent actually by our lovely director of marketing in Australia an email that Greenpeace sent out. And I think this is an example of a really relatively low lift piece of a fundraising campaign that you can integrate into your strategy. So it's just sending it out to a donor. Hey, it's Black Friday, but together we can turn it green. So there's some cool language in there. Donate now. Relatively low lift from a donor selection process and from a marketing perspective. So this is an opportunity not only to acquire new donors, and Raisely's really good at that, but also engaging your existing donor file and then retaining them long-term through soft asks, through communications. And some interesting trends that we've seen is, recurring giving is growing globally. This is increasingly a popular option for nonprofits. But also those donors who give at Giving Tuesday tend to actually go on and give larger gifts at end of year if they do give at end of year. So a little added benefit for you is that if your donors are going to give at Giving Tuesday, we can kind of expect them to give a larger gift at the end of the year as well. So couple of incentives there for you, a couple of reasons as to why we should be exploring Giving Tuesday and incorporating it into our end of year fundraising calendar. So how do you make the most of this investment? So turning a one-time moment of generosity into an ongoing impact. And I may sound like a little bit of a broken record, but recurring giving is so critical to growing a sustained community of donors that can really kind of hold you out during those quieter months if you do have kind of a reliance on a calendar giving. Or as we've kind of seen in the not so distant past, when something massive happens globally and grabs everyone's attention, those sustainer donors are really going to keep you afloat. So how do we grow that community of loyal donors to your cause? There's two things. The first strategy is going to be securing a second gift. So when you engage those donors the first time, how do we make sure we get them to give again? And the strategy two is how do we secure a recurring gift? So getting someone to automatically sign up to a sustainer program. And this is where AI can help you in tailoring your efforts, in focusing your efforts. Because if you just, we're trying to look at everyone and analyze everyone, whether they're going to be a right fit, you're going to be forever digging through data, probably incapable of having it make sense because there's just so much going on. No one person can do this. We have a full team of developers analyzing data on an ongoing basis. It doesn't just take a village, it takes multiple villages to do this really, really well. But AI can automate all of that process. So this is what Dataro is. And I've kind of alluded to it along the fact, but what we do is we integrate with your CRM, we analyze all of your donor data, your transactions, your communication, your engagement, your demographics, giving history to particular campaigns, everything that you store in your CRM to identify patterns of giving that lead to the likelihood of a future event. And then we present it back to you in your CRM as ranks and scores that are updated on a weekly basis. So you, in theory, could go into your CRM and say, I want to find all of my donors that are likely to give to an upcoming appeal if I were to solicit them for one. And you can find, let's say your top 5,000 or your top 10,000 or 50,000 or 200,000 or your top 100 if you're doing a very tailored campaign. Likewise, you can go in and say, which of my donors are likely to join a recurring giving program, not having been a part of one before? Or who's likely to increase their recurring giving gift? I want to take them from $25 to $30, or, I want to reactivate a donor that has been a sustainer giver in the past, or I want to ensure that the sustainer donors aren't at risk of canceling. How do I proactively find who's at risk? AI is going to be able to predict that for you in where they sit in your database from most likely to least likely and how likely they are to take that action. Because even though someone's ranked second, they might have a likelihood of, 2% to do something. So let's focus somewhere else for this, particular week or this particular quarter. But this is something that I would work with you through in the onboarding process and something that our customer success team would work with you on an ongoing basis to ensure you're maximizing your investment in Dataro and uncovering every single possibility and opportunity that you have in your database without having to overexert yourself in manual data analysis. So we find you're most ready to give donors across all of your fundraising programs. So when we're looking at moving across to recurring giving, again, this is probably not news to you, but the subscription economy is growing. This isn't something that is just unique to fundraising. I mean, we probably all subscribe to, or maybe not all of us, but vast majority, to, streaming services like Stan and Netflix and Hulu. And oh my Lord, since moving to the US, I didn't realize how many subscription services there were. It seems like there's one new one every week and everyone subscribed to it because it's set and forget almost. I've just gone and deleted all of them. I'm just going to slowly regroup them later. But also things like Spotify or, things in your app store that you forget about. It's the norm. And so I think we can If there is some hesitation to, investing in a sustainer program or asking people to join, don't. It's the norm for donors. It's how we purchase things currently in every other element of our lives. So it's to be expected. There shouldn't be a fear of asking a donor to do this, because it's probably a lot of the time preferred. If they are loyal donors, they're probably quite warm to the ask, particularly because you can ask at different sizes, and Dataro will also give you an ask amount. So should we ask them for $5, $15, $30, $50, whatever it might be? It's really good for donor retention as well. So not only getting sustainer gifts, but keeping them for a longer time. If we're giving single gifts, we're going to have to fight every single time to make sure that donor's in the right appeal, the right ask. Are we contacting them with the right information? That's already difficult every single time that you're running a campaign at the scheduled times. If we can keep them sustainer on a monthly basis, we're more likely to keep them for a longer time and have that lifetime value increase. We've seen it time and time again through so many different orgs that we work with. So it's sustainable, it's reliable. Because it's sustainable and reliable, it can help you to make plans for the future operationally for your organization. And we've noticed that in our data pool, about 63% of nonprofits grew their monthly giving in 2023. So this is across the board, and we work globally. This is not unique to just Australia or to the US exclusively or to EMEA. This is globally. And then we see the typical org grew their monthly giving revenue by about 3.6%, which is really strong, considering that there's been so many challenges across the world as well for fundraising and for families independently as well. So I've kind of mentioned this before, but if you want to see the lifetime value, like a physical, tangible graph of lifetime value of single donors versus monthly donors, look no further. This is probably one of the most impressive graphs I've seen as to why investing in monthly giving and why Giving Tuesday is a great opportunity to do this. You can ask a smaller value and ask it for a sustainer gift. They're expecting it. This is what they're doing at Black Friday. Existing donors versus acquired. Personally, when I joined Dataro, I was really surprised by this. I kind of assumed that if somebody, whether or not they were a net new donor or whether they were converted from their house file, they'd probably give around the same amount. We've seen that in our data, actually, if you convert an existing donor to become a recurring giver, they typically have almost a 2x lifetime value than a net new donor. So that's to say, don't stop trying to acquire new donors to the monthly giving program that are external from your house file. Absolutely, you should keep trying to grow your house file, but don't overlook the potential in your existing database. That's a gold mine for your monthly giving program and a great place to experiment with the outreach that you're doing. They're already warm to your cause. So you can do some A/B split tests, do some trial and error. They're going to be a lot warmer to this ask because they convert higher and they have a higher lifetime value, which is fantastic. So again, I've sprinkled this through because, as you've probably already know by now, I tend to yap and go on some tangents. But how can AI help you grow your monthly giving? There's two key ways. And if you're new to AI, there are two key types of AI. So this is probably some good foundational knowledge for you. We have predictive AI, which is machine learning. So it's really good at predicting a specific target outcome. So things like who's likely to give, how likely are they going to give, which channel is going to be best for them, are they going to convert to recurring giving, are they going to increase their gift size, all those things. Versus generative AI is creating the copy for you. So it's that large language model writing content. We're probably all familiar with ChatGPT. I know I am. It's very fun and helpful to use. But Dataro actually offers a GPT tool called AI Assist. So what it is, and the most layman way of me explaining it is it's like ChatGPT on steroids for fundraisers. It is pre-prompted, it's ready to go, and you can go in and create that specific fundraising copy from within Dataro. So you can create these campaigns, you can personalize them, you can tailor them to different segments, you can convert them to different mediums, different forms. So maybe you've written the best letter ever, and now you need it to be an email, and you need it to be a text, and you need it to be a Facebook post. Dataro can automatically do that with AI Assist. So I highly recommend everyone jumping onto our website, creating a Dataro account, and accessing your 30-day free trial. But this is kind of how it would work. It's let's figure out who we're going to talk to, and let's figure out then how we're going to talk to them. What language are we going to use? We can help you with both.
Love that.
So precision targeting, identify the who, the when, the why, and the two hows. I know that doesn't entirely work with the who, what, when, where, why, but we've tried our best. There's two hows. That's just how it ended up. But essentially, it's, is Tamara likely to become interested in becoming a monthly donor? And we can see here that their monthly giving rank is 14. So yeah, out of your entire database, she's ranked 14 on likelihood to become a monthly donor. So absolutely, you should be reaching out to Tamara and saying, would you be interested in joining our Sustainer program? This is where your donation is going to go to. This is the impact it's going to have on your cause. We'd really appreciate you to help us get to this mission desired outcome. So that call to action is really strong on why a Sustainer gift is going to help your organization as much as it possibly can. I'll also note, and I think this was in the previous slides, but I don't know I really nailed it in. Just because someone's a monthly donor doesn't mean they're not going to give single gifts. I'm a monthly donor to a lot of organizations. And to be honest, I forget that I am a monthly donor to a lot of organizations. And I still will give to end of year appeals. I will still give to emergency appeals. I will still give when called to, because I love those organizations. I love what they do, and I'm not alone. And I think also when you have a really strong ask, it's kind of like, I know this is a little juvenile, but it's like girl math. If it's a Sustainer gift, it doesn't really count in my mind. So I need to give again because I really care. So kind of take that levity to it of, we can ask again and this person's going to be receptive. So using ML to grow monthly giving, there's a few ways that you can do it. If you're looking to grow the monthly giving program, proof your existing house file is going to convert. If you're looking at maintaining and growing the existing monthly program as well with those monthly donors, it's who's going to cancel. So getting those at-risk donors proactively and thanking them and engaging them and retaining them. Who's going to upgrade their monthly gift? We've probably all gotten calls of, hey, an additional $1 a month or an additional $5 a month can go a long way. And it really does. If you were at FNP Forum, I think it was like 2 years ago, Amnesty International not only asked everyone for an upgrade, but changed it from monthly payments to 4 weekly payments, and that grew their monthly giving program exponentially. So those small tweaks can have a massive difference in your overall fundraising. Who's likely to reactivate? There's been a lot of movement in the last couple of years. A lot of donors out of necessity had to cancel. Let's see if they're willing to come back. It might be a good time for them now. And which channel are they most likely to respond to? We can see a shift to digital. That's mirroring what we're seeing in general consumer trends. So how can we contact them through SMS? How can we contact them through email? How can we contact them through other forms of digital marketing, social? Keep minds open to those opportunities with things like GPT tech, the Gen AI, and things like predictive modeling. It's going to make it a lot easier to know exactly where to focus those efforts. I'm mindful of time because I'm already going overboard, but one of the good things about AI is it's analyzing all of that data. So going away with that traditional segmentation of trying to find 3 or 4 things you think are going to tell you whether or not somebody's going to give, and letting an unbiased predictive model identify those patterns for you. So again, just lightening that load there. I've gone over this bit, but we also, and this is just a little bit of a plug to our product team, we just released a new piece of functionality in Dataro, which shows you prediction reasons. So one of the big key questions we get when we're looking at machine learning is, well, what's influencing this model? Why is this person ranking so highly or so lowly? We are now able to actually show that to you within the Dataro platform of, okay, Kathy is, a really good donor to contact to convert to the recurring giving program. So she's been a one-time donor before. Now she can join the Sustainer program because of these 3 reasons. And this is the one thing that's pulling it back, why she's ranking slightly less. So you know why she's a good prospect and what is actually inhibiting that score from being higher. So really helpful in providing that context into your donors. In terms of a case study and conversions reactivations, we work with UNICEF Australia. We've been working with them for a while. There's actually an interview with William, database manager, and Taylor Schultz retention manager on our website if you'd like to have a look at that. But they were established in 2001. They have about 2,400 donors in their recurring giving program. 21% of annual fundraising comes from monthly gifts, so a huge slice of the pie. 1/5 of their overall revenue comes from from the Sustainer program, and it's raised about 124 million to date. So that's not small chump change. The acquisition is expensive with a low ROI, so they rely on converting their database. All of those one-time donors moving into the recurring giving program, they've seen a massive amount of lift from using Dataro to identify their most likely donors. So head to our website if you'd like to see a more in-depth case study, or email me. I popped it right at the top. And Greenpeace, fun fact, our actual first client was Greenpeace. So again, head to the website if you'd like to see their OG case study and their most recent case study. But they used our ML to find their most at-risk donors to engage and retain them. And that was super successful, raising them an estimated $250,000 that they otherwise would have lost because they had no way of identifying who those donors would be without ML. Generative AI, so saying the right thing. Again, I highly recommend going and getting a free trial for yourselves so you can play around with it. It's a lot of fun. I actually spend a lot of time in there in my free time too. Bit of a recap. Giving Tuesday is really, really, really important. It's a great opportunity. It's another opportunity to contact your donors to leverage the end of year generosity. It is not going to negatively impact your end of year fundraising. In fact, it may actually improve it. Not only can you ask for a single gift, but growing the Sustainer program is an awesome opportunity now to do that. ML is a great way to streamline the data analysis, and generative AI is a great way to free up some time to write that copy. And I think that's me. I'm sorry for taking so much time, James, but I really got ahead of myself there.
Alex, don't apologize. We love this stuff, all right? And taking your campaign further is so good. So I really encourage people to explore Dataro. Alex, you've got a few questions in the Q&A, which I'll let you get to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to share over my screen quick while we do this. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, great. Awesome. Alex, seriously, thank you. We love our tech is really continues to evolve. And I think getting on that train of enjoying that involvement, evolving is a really, really great investment for you as a digital fundraiser. So Alex, drop in there. Some of the things we've covered so much. So first off, if you've made it this far in a webinar, like you're killing it. Great job. We love it when people do stick on. We know that your time is exceptionally valuable. So we hope that in this webinar, you've got a lot of value in that. And there's only more to come as well as we start sending you some sort of email comms on temporary releases and more information about Dataro and about how you can do that. We are really, really keen to see people give this a go. One of the things I'll probably cover so much is sort of where can this sort of Giving Tuesday campaign fit in your in light of your Christmas and December appeals. One of my encouragements, the more we were thinking of this, is make it very project orientated. Is there a small project that you need funded? I remember when we asked this to Pride Cup and they're like, yes, there is. There's a small $20,000 project that we would really love to see funded. Maybe this year, it's looking at your Giving Tuesday going, we'll just look at that project being funded. We know that most of the general sort of December appeals or Christmas appeals go to general funding, which is amazing, and it does give you that flexibility. But if you maybe just on the fence and not sure whether you should do both, maybe just looking and compartmentalizing the Giving Tuesday one to look at a particular project that you want funded and see if you can get that tested, see what the market does out there as well. It would be a great opportunity to be diving in there as well. Now, hopefully already, maybe you guys have scanned the QR code that was available there. Because we are so excited about releasing this and really getting people onto this movement of Giving Tuesday that would love to offer a gift. And that is, if you scan the QR code, there's a quick form that you can look at and fill out. And that's just going to put you in the running for 3 organisations that we're going to work alongside you with our professional services built by Raisley to get your Giving Tuesday campaign up and going on the new template with your brand, with your comms, And I reckon we can start looking at least some sort of generative AI tools with Dataro as well. Alex, I'm a little bit with you. I wrote out a whole sort of Giving Tuesday email journey using all of your AI tools, which was just unreal. And I think one of the things that we want to show is how quick and easy it is to get it up and launched. And that really at the corporate raising sees the best success when people are pushing out a lot of great personalized campaigns for donors as well. So please do jump on that giveaway. We'll be putting that in the draw over the next coming week and announce those that we're doing that for next week. So we're really exciting about that. But we do want to open up for any other questions. We've shown you a lot today. And so if you've got any other questions you'd like to be putting in the Q&A now, or dump them in chat if that's what you'd like to do as well, we're more than happy to sort of answer a few questions before we close off. I'll go through some of the stuff that we've looked at as well. Yes, we're going to be making sure that this template is in your hands. All the features you've seen in the raising templates are going to be able to be used on other campaigns as well, as they work in one whole global system. Which is exciting. We'll get you that. We're also looking at, we'll be releasing a new donation appeal template as well, which you can use for your Christmas, December appeals if you want to use that template too. That's a really, really good one if you haven't started that already. And if you are new to Raisely, let us know. You can go down into the little QR code down the bottom of the screen there. And if you are new to Raisely, we'd love to sit down with you, give you a bit of a demo around what are the possibilities that can be done for your organization as well. So make sure you do check those out as well. Great, Alex, another question. So do check out that. If you are looking to build some stuff in Raisely and are needing a little bit of support as well, we love that we advocate for people to be in the driver's seat when it comes to creating campaigns. And so do reach out to support.raisely.com for any questions you have as you are building, whether that be for the page builder or messages or donor and fundraiser management. Reach out to our support team. They're there to help you at support.raisely.com. Do check out Built by Raisely if you're looking for some professional services as well. As that's an offering for those who really are maybe resource light, time light, and just need that support to getting a campaign up and ready. Just check out Built by Raisely as well. And check out our YouTube channel, our education stuff. It's all there to help you grow in your fundraising as well. Now, John Richard said, I haven't heard about Giving Tuesday before. It feels like we'll be competing with lots of other orgs if we went out the same day and we better running a Giving Day at another time. What's the benefit of it being on Giving Tuesday? Is there some sort of centralized promotion or publicity? Yeah, John, the main reason you jump on something like Giving Tuesday is it's already a natural rhythm. That rhythm of people is I'm already hitting Black Friday. I'm looking at my phone all weekend to see what other sales. I'm getting recommendations from friends and from family of what I should buy for Christmas and all this. And then I've got Cyber Monday, which is a huge big spender on this. It's capitalizing on that already, on that, what's the word, sort of energy that's running through the whole long weekend there. And so it is recommended that you do something like this within Giving Tuesday. But one of the questions earlier was, could you do the same principles for other flash days for appeals? Absolutely. Many of the same principles that you use in the Giving Friday could be applied to other flash times during the year. One of the things we are looking at is that there's already movement on this, and the AusPac space is a little bit slow on that movement, even though we've been a huge adopters of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And so running this, looking at, yes, competitive for sure. Every day is competitive in the charity market. That's what's great about it. There's so many incredible causes doing some incredible things, and it makes what the project you're doing is quite unique as well, which is why we love going out with these sort of more project-orientated sort of campaigns with this as well. So hopefully that helps there. Well, Alex, we've hit 12 o'clock. It's been a joy jumping on a webinar with someone that's not just me. So thank you so much for joining us, but more so to sort of show us the value in using Dataro for engaging that regular donor and looking at new opportunities there. You and your team are a joy to partner with. So thank you so much for coming on board. For the rest of you, enjoy building your Raisely, and we can't wait to see you and in the next webinar at some time. Wonderful. Have a great week, everyone. We'll speak soon. See ya.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for inviting us.
It's good to have you. A lot of the thanks that come through in the chat when people are sort of leaving. This is great. Really, really appreciate everyone's time.
So many questions, so many great questions.
Yeah, great questions, Eric.